back. My name is Lynn. Welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to my home. Thanks for popping in. Let's have a little chat tonight. What are we going to talk about? So preserving food is a big deal. You know, everybody's talking about, got to fill the stockpile. Got to fill the pantries. We got to buy those foods. The prices of foods are crazy. Well, let me tell you. All right, let me fill you in a little bit. For those of you that are new, some of you are popping in for the first time. Some of you are my just regular friends that come and visit me. Almost every night we chat. So, I do pretty well at the grocery store. I just do. I don't have a large family. There's 3 of us that live in the house currently. And so I don't need a ton of food, and I know how to stretch a meal. So I can buy a pound of ground beef and get like 2 to 3 meals out of a pound, maybe even 4 meals, depending on what I'm making. Just making a type of meal where the meat isn't the main entree, it's the side dish along with some other side dishes, and you add it all together and you come up with a pretty decent meal that's inexpensive. And that's the name of the game, right? We want to save money. We want to save the money for the things we want to enjoy in life. Maybe go on vacation. Maybe put it toward a car payment. Maybe just go buy an ice cream cone when you feel like it. Maybe put some money away in the bank to have that emergency fund. If we're spending all our money on food and whatnots, that's not a good thing, as well as wasting food. So how can you preserve your food so that you're not wasting it? I don't know. When you're a large family, I guess everybody eats. But when you're a smaller family, a family of 1, 2, or 3, sometimes it's hard. You make a meal and you're like, you kind of gauged that you didn't think you'd have leftovers. Now you do. What do you do with it? There's lots of things you can do with it. We are going to be talking about vacuum sealing tonight. So what can you vacuum seal? So I am not a pro at this. I am not a newbie at this. I used to do vacuum sealing all the time. I would freeze soup. I would freeze chili. I would freeze those things, and then I would vacuum seal them tightly, put them in my freezer. When I got meat home from the grocery store, I would divide the meat up and I would vacuum seal it so that I wouldn't get freezer burn and all that kind of good stuff. Right now in my refrigerator behind me, if you saw my food haul that I got from Amish country, I do have some sausages and some scrapple that I will need to vacuum seal so I don't get freezer burn. Last time I froze my scrapple, it did get a little freezer burn. It kind of changes the taste a little, so this time I want to be a better, homemaker and prepare a little bit more by prepping and saving money that my food tastes good. It doesn't taste bad where you want to throw it out. Here's the name of the game. We want to save money any way we can. Do you have to have a vacuum sealer? No. I'm going to show you different things what are we doing tonight? So we're going to be sealing, just sealing only. So what I did is I cut the top of the bag off to make it a smaller bag because I only had a little bit left in here, and I sealed it. So it's tight. You cannot open it. I usually fold this over and I would put a rubber band around it. And that's a great way to do it. Also, you could do Scotch tape, but I find a lot of times that, people just roll it up and they stick it over somewhere, and then the top opens and it gets the air in there, and then, it just doesn't taste right. So I'm going to try doing this. So another thing, we had beans for dinner, baked beans to go with our burgers tonight. Now this is a liquid. Can I vacuum seal that? Yes, you can. But you're going to need to freeze it first. I made the mistake years ago. I tried doing soups and stews and gravies and things, and it just oozed out the top. And it just doesn't seal right, and you're messing up your machine. You got a mess to clean up. So what you want to do is get like muffin tins where silicone is easier to pop out, but something, or even like small Ziploc bags, you can do that as well. And what you'd have to do is, as if you have like a Ziploc bag, once it's frozen in, get the snack size ones. They're the best, because if you're a family of 1 or 2, you don't need, like the baked beans. I put them in snack size bags in the freezer and I pull one out. I got enough for me and my husband. Perfect side dish for any meal. And I don't have to keep refreezing or this or that. But you can take those little ones and you're going to snip the corner. So I don't have one to show you, but let's say this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to snip just a little bit here, snip a little bit here. So when I put it in the vacuum sealed bag, it's not going to explode in the bag. So I'll show you some more of that. I'm going to be doing some rice in a moment, and I'll show you what I mean by snipping it. So another way you can do it is, this is flour, and I have put it in a jar. And I'll show you this at another time, but you can see I'm holding it at the lid. It's popped. So they tell you to keep the ring on it to keep it secure. This is another way, but then it's jars, it's glass, it takes up a lot of room. I don't have room in my freezer for everything, so I'm trying to come up with alternatives that I can do. Now this right here is my self-rising flour. I don't use it all the time. I use it for occasional baking. Summer's coming, you know, bugs, critters, all the rest. So I can put it in here and know that the air has been taken out and it's got a longer lifespan that way. I could put this in the fridge, I could put it in the freezer, but if I don't and I have it in my pantry, then I know I've got a good chance of it staying a lot longer. Oatmeal, look at this big container of oatmeal. I have 2 of these. I'm a family of 3, and out of the 3, only 2 of us eat it. We're never gonna go, never. We will go through this, but it's gonna take a whole long time. So this is 2 pounds, 10 ounces of oatmeal, and I have 2 of these. So what I'm gonna be doing is using brown bags, I'll show you how I do that, and vacuum sealing half the container in one bag, half the container in the other bag, and you'll see me do that. This is 1 pancake mix that I have in a box. I'm going to be vacuum sealing another one that you can see. I have some instant potatoes I want to vacuum seal. And I think that's about it for tonight. I did vacuum seal years ago, cheese and meats and things like that. When I came home from the grocery store, I got away from it. I had a vacuum sealer that was one of the older models, and it was okay. And then someone gave me this model, and I got rid of my other one, and the person that got it loved it, great. So I got this one, and then someone gave me a bunch of the rolls, which is my favorite of, and I'll show you how I'm going to be using this, the rolls of paper. And then there's some pre-done bags that I'll show you as well. The bags are more expensive. I don't really like them because I feel it's a waste. You can't cut the size like on a roll. I can make this as little or as big as I want. So I'll show you that in a moment. And so they gave me this one, and I really like this one. Then someone else gave me one of these mumbo jumbo, like does it all kind of vacuum sealers. And you know, you would say to me, Lynn, why did you give that away? It had all the bells and whistles. To me, I'm very simple. I can't handle complicated, and I would have to take a college course on how to use it. Just kidding. But it was that complicated, and for me, when things are too complicated, I just won't use them. And my life is complicated, so I need simple. I'm always telling my husband, keep it simple. Just do it however we can do it, that it's simple and it gets the job done. So my sister wanted one. I said, here, you want this fancy schmancy one? She loves tinkering and she loves figuring things out. So let me take you over to my counter, show you how to do it. I'm going to show you how to seal only, which would be like these bags that you just want to seal. That's it. And then I'm going to show you other things, how you are going to vacuum seal. And I'm going to show you the roll that I cut. I'm going to show you pre-done bags. Let's vacuum seal some instant potatoes, some rice, some pancake mix, and some oatmeal. Sound good? That should get us all started. So, you know, I think I'm looking around my kitchen. You know, when you get going, you're like, yeah, I want to try everything now. You know, one thing too, like I like hitting the discount grocery stores. So I'm thinking ahead, like, oh, if I get pretzels, or if I get oatmeal bars, granola bars, or those peanut butter crackers, or I don't know, things, an extra bag of rice, extra bag of dried beans, lentils, anything like that. Flour's on sale, I can pick it up, I can vacuum seal it. But you know, when you hit the discount grocery stores, you want to stock up on that price because we're saving money, right? We don't want to be spending extra money, but you want to not throw your food away because you didn't prep it correctly, you didn't store it correctly. So this might be an alternative for you, but don't feel like you gotta run out and get one. That's not why I'm doing this video. It's not to say you too need to have a vacuum sealer. What I'm saying to you is, here's an option. We're gonna be talking about some other options in the next few videos on how we can prep our food to save money, to have long-term storage. I'm not a prepper. Nothing against preppers. I'm just not one. I don't have the right to call myself a prepper because I don't do all the things they do. But I do want to be a little bit more prepared for a long-term storage on some of the things like the oatmeal that I'm not going to use anytime soon, but I don't want to throw it out. I want to be wise with my money. I want to be frugal. And if it means downright cheap and saving money, I'm going to do it. So come join me over here at my counter, pull up a chair, see what I do, and then we'll end the video in just a few moments. So here's the one bag I showed you already, and this was tortilla chips. And what I did is I cut this off, as you can see. But by doing that, I've kind of limited myself that once I open this, if I have any more left in here, I'm kind of shortchanging myself. So lesson learned for sealing. So this is how I said I normally do it with the rubber band, which really works quite well. It holds it nicely, but I'm gonna try sealing this up. This is from Trader Joe's. These are really good chips and I don't want to waste them. And I find everything goes stale when you don't wrap it up right. So we're gonna just open the vacuum seal. Here's the little chamber where you need to put your bags in. I'm gonna tuck that in here. And all this is going to do is seal it. So I'm gonna close this up. I'm gonna lock mine and I'm gonna hit seal. And we're gonna just let it seal. We're gonna let it do its thing. It knows what to do. And this is the Food Saver. It's a V2244S, like Sam. Oh, light went off, saw that. So we're gonna open it. You hear it pop. Take it out. And let's see, did it seal? It's sealed, right? Let's see. Yep, see that? It's sealed. I can't get that open. So now it's sealed here, which is better. So if I cut that and we ate some of the chips, I can seal it and keep going all the way down. Now this one doesn't have money left in it. So honestly, if we cut that, this is probably like a serving for us for a meal or something like that. Okay, so that's how you can, let me get these aside. That's how you can vacuum seal, or not vacuum seal, but you can seal your bags like that. Now here's one that I did with the instant potatoes that I showed you. And you could see, it's like, you can't really move that. And I have the paper towel in here, like I mentioned. I wrote on here what it was and the date. And there you go. It's, you know, this is one that I have to pre-cut. So I showed you the rolls and how I cut those. So let me show you one of these and see how that comes out. I do have a little left in my container that I want to put away. So give me a minute. I'm going to cut my bag. And first I need to seal it. So this is the roll that I mentioned. It comes on a roll. It's not pre-bagged, you know, pre-done. So I'm going to take this end. I'm going to put it in the chamber, just like so. I'm going to close this up, lock it, like so. I'm going to hit seal. You can see the light came on here. And I'm going to wait for that light to go off, and then the bottom of the bag would be sealed. You can hear it click, and that usually, yep, there it goes. Now it's out. I'm going to pop this up. Makes a loud noise. Take it out. And can you see that seal right there? It is sealed. So that is the bottom of the bag. Now let's see. If I measure this roughly, it was about to here. So I'm going to cut it around the same length. I don't know if that's too much, too big. You know, you don't want to waste this stuff because it can be expensive. Now, dehydrated potato flakes will last forever, but I don't use them that often. So my thought is, why not just vacuum seal it? I'm going to dump it right in here. Kind of balance it out here a little bit, like so. There we go. And this way, if I don't want to use it for a year or two, I'm good. I'm going to put it right in here in the chamber. It's actually curling this way, so no big deal. So I'm going to stick this right in here, like so. I'm going to close this up. I'm going to lock this closed. and I'm gonna get the vacuum and the seal. So it's gonna suck the life out of this, and then it's gonna seal it and the lights will go out. So you're gonna hear the noise in a second. And we wait for the lights to go out. It's sealing it. Hear that little click? Okay, open it up, lift the top. You can see the seal right on there, right across. It's actually pretty hot to touch. And you can see this is nicely vacuum sealed. So that's my potatoes done. I did show you, where did I put it? Let me find, oh, here. The self-rising flour I did leave in the bag. And I will continue to I will cut this off here and use what I need and then reseal the bag. But I don't use this often, and only because summer is coming, heat is coming, etc., etc. I thought this would be a better way to secure my self-rising flour that I don't use all the time from bugs and all that stuff. Now, I did do, and that would be another video, I vacuum sealed flour in this container. And this, you can see, I can hold it by the lid. You can see that it's vacuum sealed in there. And, you know, the top has popped. And they recommend you put the ring on it just to keep it nicely on there. The problem with doing it this way is it takes up a lot of my jars. It's a lot of space. This, to me, I can store kind of in any nook and cranny. I think that's a better way to do it. But I do have the attachment. You get a hose in here and you get this cup that fits over the top. I can show you that on another video. I'm not doing that anytime soon, so I'll save that for another time. So something like this, which was a loose thing that I talked about, I am not going to vacuum seal this tonight. I did try vacuum sealing stuff like this when I first, years ago, got my vacuum sealer, to realize that it oozes out the top. So if you're going to do this, you would want to freeze this in little cups or in some type of a container that, like if you have a silicone baking dish, you know, like little cupcakes, that would be a better way to do it. And then you could just pop them out frozen and seal them that way. That would be a better route to go with that. So what else can I show you here? So so you can buy these like this. They're pre-made bags. You could put stuff in it. So I could have put my self-rising flour in there and then you can seal it up. I actually prefer to get, let me go back to that, get the roll of it, because then I can cut it to the size I want, where the bags are pre-cut for you. You can get different size bags. Of course, because of the convenience, you're paying more money for that. So other things I want to save. Someone just gave me a bag of rice and I have a lot of rice. So I really don't want to hang on to this the way it is. So what they recommend, you can keep it in the plastic, which is nice because it gives you the name, it gives you the cooking instructions. But what they recommend, and I've never done this before, so we're going to try this together, is that you snip just a little bit at the top, show you that, so that there's air that can come out of it and the bag will not burst open. So I'm going to snip both sides just like so, and we're going to give this a shot. So let me prep what I want to do here. Let me cut this down, close it, and I'm going to hit seal. Now, there are many food savers out there. Do you need a food saver to preserve food? You do not need a food saver. It's an added bonus. I just had a friend purchase one on Facebook Marketplace for $12 with tons of bags and sealers and all that. So, you know what? If you really want to get one and you want to try it out, I would not go for a fancy one. I'd go for one that you just kind of get on Facebook Marketplace, maybe at a yard sale, and say, you know what, I'm going to give this a try. And if it works, great. If not, then I haven't lost anything but $12. You know, I mean, not that you want to lose $12. I'm going to flatten this out a little bit. And then I'm gonna put this right in the little chamber here. And you're gonna watch it shrink right up. So you ready? We're gonna do this together because I've never done it like this. This is a new technique for me. I'm gonna close it up and I'm gonna hit vacuum seal. Let's see how it goes. Okay, it has stopped. I have a green and a red light. We need all the lights to go out. You'll hear a little click in a second. Yep, there was the click. That means it's momentarily up. There it goes. It's out. I can unlock the chamber. There we go. Whoop. Bite my fingers off here. All right, it is sealed. It is hot. Look at that. Can you hear me knocking? There you go. So that's great. I like this. This is awesome. I'm excited. This is really cool. Now I can leave everything in the bags. It's nicely sealed. I have to write on it. I'm going to write what it is and the date. Even though I can see what it is, I'm still going to write it and the date. So let's try. Let me think what I have here. I do have this pancake mix someone gave me. I have no idea. Anybody ever try this pancake mix? If you have, let me know if it's any good. I would like to save it because of the instructions. So I'm going to try doing the same thing. We're going to try this together. See how it goes. I'm going to snip both sides just to give it some air. And I'm going to cut, let's see. Is this, I think I'm going to try using one of these bags. I'm just afraid of how wild and crazy it's going to get. I do want to flatten this out a little bit. I have heard they recommend you put it upside down so that the open side is on the sealed part already. So as it vacuum seals it out, it's not going to pull all that flour out. So we're going to try this. So let's give it a shot. I don't know. Never done it before. You guys are my witness if it works or not. Get it in the chamber. And I find the bags are a little bit thicker and tougher to do. We're going to lock it and close it and vacuum seal. Cross fingers. There we go. Yeah, I can see it squirting out at the bottom, the flour. Not too bad though. Okay, let's listen for the click. There we go. It should go out any second. There it goes. So let's open her up. Okay. What? Look at that. I'm excited. So it's nicely sealed. You can see the name of the pancake mix. Can you see the flour did shoot out a little bit? So if that was up here, that would have maybe come out this end, and we don't want that. But it's hard. Yeah, it's sealed. It's sealed very well. So now I feel good. And I should have looked best by date. I can't even see it now. It's smushed in there somewhere. But when I open it, I have all the directions on here. I have the brand name on here. When you buy the bags, they have this little white strip that you can write the information. But I'll be writing it on there. So that, I'm happy with that. Okay, so now I have, let me get rid of this container here. I have oatmeal. So I'd like to try this because we don't go through that much oatmeal. As you can see, this is brand new. And let's see, best by date on here. It's probably at the bottom, right? Yep. Ooh, I'm spilling it all over. I wanted to see that date for you. Let's see if I can find it under here without making too much of a mess. Let's see, best if used by December 2023. So, I mean, I have plenty of time, but it is a grain, so I want to be careful. And I think what I'm going to do, let me get rid of these items here. Hang on with me. Okay, I think I'm going to try a bag. Since I have the bag, somebody gave these to me. I'm going to try a bag. Now, what they recommend is that you put it in a brown paper bag and then you can vacuum seal it that way. So let me fill the bag a little bit. I'm gonna bend that and pour it in. Let's give it a shot. All right, that's about half the container. So that would be good for me because that's probably what I would put in my what do you call them? Canisters. All right, so we're gonna try this. I'm gonna put the open side, okay, here on the down part of the bag and put it in the chamber. I haven't done this. This is the first time, guys, so I'm doing it with you. Usually what I've done in the past, as I mentioned, I've done meats and cheeses and stuff. So, okay, vacuum seal is going on. All right, let's see. Let it turn off. All right, it's sealed. It's, I don't know, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't see, it didn't leak, you know, at the bottom. It's nicely sealed. I can write on there oatmeal and the date. So I can now store my oatmeal if I get extra. And I can feel good that all the oxygen has been taken out. Now, I don't use oxygen absorbers. I think they're very expensive. And I'm not really, I just don't know how they work. I'm not a pro at it. I don't have any information to share. Other than I know you can put them in these as well as an added bonus. But at the price of them, I think I'll wait. So we've done oatmeal. We've done pancake mix. We've done flour. I've shown you 2 different ways to do flour. Well, I showed you how I've done it in the past. I have to show you how I did it, but I did show you in the bag. We did rice. We did instant potatoes. So what else? Bags of beans. You can do bags of lentils. I would not do sugar because sugar would harden, but maybe you might do, I don't know, would you have leftover hot chocolate packets? Or, you know, if you get like a lot of taco seasonings and gravies and things that you're not going to use, maybe put those through the vacuum seal in a bag. And another thing that I did do years ago, and I think I'm going to do again, was you photocopy, and I have not done it yet, but if you wanted to, you can see this bag, this box is beat up, but this is one of the ones that I was given. But you could get copies of your legal documents. I don't know where you keep your documents, but even if you had photocopies of your marriage license, driver's license, birth certificates, all that kind of stuff, you put it in here, you put it in a folder, shrink wrap it, and they say put it in your freezer, because if there's ever a fire in the house, even though your refrigerator, which is right next to me here, would maybe, you know, get blackened, etc., this in the freezer would stay protected. This would keep the moisture out, and the freezer is metal, so most likely it would be tarred and ruined, but you can grab this from your freezer and still have a copy of your documents. So if your house burnt down or there was a fire in your office area or something like that, you would have a copy of your documents. Even if it's not the originals, you'd have a copy to say, here's a copy, and you'd have something to go on. So that's just a little tip there also. So that's what I have for you today. I got to get busy. I've got a container and a half of oatmeal to do. I have another batch of pancake mix that I want to do. And I think that would do it for tonight. That's all I have. But I'm going to get busy using this more and more, especially like for my chips. You know, the way I did this, I like the idea that they stay fresher. And because I'll put the rubber band on it and somebody else just crumbles it up. You know, they roll the top and then they pop open. So I think this is going to be a great money saver. And again, don't feel like you have to yourself go and buy one of these. Here's the mine again that I have. I do have the porthole here for the accessory port that I can do the jarred items. But check Facebook Marketplace, check garage sales, check thrift shops, because you want to go and maybe try it out or borrow a friend's. If your friend has one, say, hey, can I borrow it for a day? Give me 4 bags worth of things and I want to try it out, to make sure it's something you really think you're going to use. So leave me a comment below. Let me know. Do you have one? Do you use it? Are you like me that we got to dust it off because I haven't used it in a while and I'm really getting back into what do I have? Do I use it? If I don't use it, I don't need it, I don't want it, it's going out the door. So I'm giving this another try. I'm giving it another go. I figured if nothing else, I'll use up all the bags I have. And if I'm not completely satisfied or I don't feel I'm going to use it, I can sell this on Facebook Marketplace and make a few dollars and pass it on to someone else. So don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and check my community page, because I have listed up and coming videos over the next few videos for the next 2 weeks. What is up and coming? You don't want to miss out. I've got a variety of topics coming. Check out the community page for that listing of the videos that I'll be doing, and we'll catch you all on the next video.